Hey, walking my dog and do a little quick story time. So, I have this rose bush. I'm getting into gardening, and I have this rose bush that I had in front of my house previously. It was in front of my house, and I decided to. It was doing okay. Like, it has a couple roses. It would grow. It was growing. It wasn't dying. The roses needs full sun, and in front of my house has full sun. So I decided to see what would happen if I move it to the back of my house. And when I tell you, that rose bush has so many roses on it now, like 5 I counted this morning. It is flourishing. It's only been a week. I moved it to the back of my house, and within a week it just started to flourish. And I say that to say, what that made me realize is that sometimes you're just not flourishing because where you're planted. And it's okay to move. It's okay to move around. And different seasons, sorry, this is a big truck coming by, it's gonna be loud. We go through different seasons in our lives where we're planted and one season might not help us grow and flourish in the next season. Yeah, we're surviving. Yeah, we're not dying. But are we flourishing though? And the reason I bring this up is because how it parallels what is going on in my life right now with friendships. And friendships are a difficult thing for me to navigate. I always struggled navigating my relationships with friends. And right now, I have a friend who I feel like when I'm not speaking to them or when I'm not like everyday interacting with them, I feel better. And that friend may be in a season where they want to keep ideas about things and people that are not beneficial to me and how I like to move through life. Like, I don't like to have fixed ideas about people or things. I like to allow myself room to let people reveal different aspects of themselves to me and judge them on kind of like, not judge them, but assess like them on a day-to-day basis. Like, I'm not just gonna be like, oh, I don't like this person, and forever in life I just don't like them, and whenever anything has something to do with them, I'm gonna be difficult about it because I just don't like that person. That's not who I am. But some people are that way. And sometimes I'm starting to realize certain things, this is just an example, certain things you have to move away from to feel good, to flourish, to grow, to learn. Because you could be stuck in under a tree that is blocking the light. And that tree is limiting your growth. So it's okay to move, Also, what I also notice about like my plants is sometimes my plants do well when they're around certain plants, and they don't do well when they're around other plants. It's like something they're experiencing next to each other just isn't helping them grow. So I move them around, and this is one thing I'm learning about like gardening. You gotta move stuff around. My neighbor, she teaches me how to just trim back my plants, like trim the leaves off. Like, I have a tree in the front and it's growing long branches, but it doesn't really have like the green leaves and flowers on it. And I was so afraid to cut those branches off because I'm like, the branches are getting so long. I don't want to cut the long branches. The tree is growing. I'm scared that if I cut it off, I'm cutting off the growth of the tree. So finally, I went ahead and I trimmed back the branches. And I see that cutting off those long branches allow for the tree to grow fuller and leafier and greener. And sometimes we just got to trim those branches, y'all. Like, it's okay to cut It's okay to cut. It's okay to wake up every day and assess, is this person good for me to talk to every day? Like, maybe I don't cut them all the way off. Like, I'm trying to get out of that whole cutting people off, because, child, y'all don't know, I be wanting to cut people off completely. Like, and that's toxic. Well, it can be toxic. So, especially when you be cutting people off and then bringing them right back in your life. Like, why? People get tired of that kind of stuff. And that's something that I tend to do. I'm trying to work on that. So, but sometimes I got to trim back the branches. I just got to trim them back. I just got to pull away from it a little bit so that the green can grow. Sometimes you just got to move the flower pot. I had to move the rose bush from the front to the back to get the roses to start growing, because things need room. Things need light. Some things grow in the darkness. Some things don't grow in the darkness. They need the light. And I realize, I am recognizing me. I am a person that grows in the light, in the sun, and when I have room to spread my leaves. I have room to have my own opinion. I have room to choose who I value. I don't have people who are treating me differently because I choose not to join their hate campaign with them. You know, I'm not signing up to hate people. That's just not who I am. So when I see that is what someone is wanting to do or who they are, I just gotta move away so that my roses can come through. So anyway, that was a long story short. My little walk, probably a little ramble. Don't know if you needed it or not. Something I'm learning with gardening. And that's it. Bye.